Hi everyone. This video will show you how to create a pacing guide, which is basically how to break down your curriculum into when you should be teaching what so that you can stay on track. Um, just note that there's many ways, formats, definitions for what a pacing guide is. So you can do it how you want to do it, but here's one way. And if you've never made one, maybe start this way and figure out what you like and don't like about it before you make another one. So step one is to locate your course blueprint or another document that tells you the course weight, which is this percentage column, the course weight that each objective is worth. It's on the Moodle and in the course management system. And since you probably got this from the virtual welcome basket, the course management system can be clicked on right here on the notebook paper if you want to get it there. And it looks like this, the blueprint does. It's probably called Develop CTE Blueprint in the tabs at the bottom. At least this is how mine looks. So first locate that because you're going to need all those numbers and objectives. Then you need to create a chart like this for your course with these parts filled in and then the blanks left blank because we need more information before we can fill them in. So we've got objective number, the standard, the course weight, the percentage. We're going to translate that into number of days that you can spend on that objective. So how that percentage translates to days. And then you're going to give yourself specific dates that you're going to spend on that objective. Step 3 is to answer these questions before you start to fill in those blanks. Because you need to know a few factors. And my answers are in the parentheses here, but you are probably going to have different answers than I do. So first you need to know how many days you're going to spend giving assessments. So we'll need to account for those days. How many days are in your semester? Typically it's 90. I know that some schools are like 87 one semester, 93 one semester, and that can shift it a little bit. How many days early do you want to finish before you take exams so that you have time to review? And how much wiggle room do you want to give yourself in case things take longer than expected? And that's very adjustable to you. Like if you know that you are probably going to take forever to do things and things always go longer than you expect them to, then maybe you want to give yourself more than 5 days. Or if you feel like you're a really fast mover, maybe you don't want to give yourself any wiggle room. Or maybe you just want to give yourself like 2 days. But I would suggest some wiggle room. So you need to have all those answers. And it's because that all those things together tell you how many days you actually have to teach your curriculum, because you don't actually have 90 days of teaching time in your semester if you have 90 days in your semester. So you've got to take those 90 days in your semester, or how many days you have, subtract the days you're going to give assessments, subtract the review days, and subtract your wiggle room days. For me, that leaves me with 77 days I have to teach the actual content of my curriculum. So you need that number, the days you actually have, because if you just base it on 90, you're going to have a surprise at the end where you don't get finished. So 77 for me is the number I'm working with. You figure out your number. Step 5 is to turn those course weight percentages into days using this formula for each objective. So remember from back in like, I don't know, a long time ago, middle school, high school, who knows? The percent over 100 equals is over of formula. That's what we're using for this. Math finally came in handy for me. Yay. So in this situation, the 18 is the course weight or the percentage that I've already been given up here, or the percentage right here in your blueprint, same thing. Over 100, 100's given, like you don't change that because percentages are out of 100. And then we're translating it to something, the number of days you need to spend teaching it. That's what we're trying to figure out of however many days you have to teach, which is the 77 that I came up with for me in my semester. So to find x, we do the whole cross multiply thing from like high school math. And after you go through all that, you end up finding out that x equals 13.86. At least it did for me. So that tells me that I need to spend 13.86 days teaching all of Objective 1 for Interior Design Fundamentals. Um, so that's what I've put right here in this chart. Then I can further break down doing the same formula, the cross multiplication, percent over 100 equals is over of. How many days is 5%, 3%, and 10%? And here are those answers right here. Those all together equal 13.86 days. And that tells me, that's how you know exactly how long you spend on something. Then I can further plug in what dates I should be spending teaching these so that I can keep track of myself and not accidentally spend, 25 days teaching Objective 1, or not spend enough time on it. Because essentially, like this 18% equates to they're going to have 18 exam questions about that objective. So you want to spend the right amount of time on it. So I just literally plug in my school dates, 13.86, basically 14 is what I end up going with. School days, which ends up giving me August 30th through September 19th is the amount of time I'm spending on Objective 1. 3.85 days, broken down even further, would be August 30th through September 2nd, 2.31, blah, blah, blah. You get the picture. As far as the decimal goes, I just round up and round down. 3.85 rounds up to 4 days, 2.31 rounds down to 2 days. Easy peasy. So I would do that for my whole curriculum there. But the last steps are add in your assessment days, add in your exam review days, and add in your wiggle room. So I'm going to add in my assessment days. So after I finish Objective 1.03, I'm going to add in a row for the assessment. And I know I want to probably gonna spend a day on that. May or may not start something after that. I usually don't because I feel like that's mean. And I know that that is going to be on 9. It tells me that I know I'm going to be starting Objective 2.0 on 9/21 if it's on a Monday. I don't even remember. Or if it's on a weekday. I think it is. Then I can just continue adding in assessment, after your last objective. And then you would add in at the end, like your days of wiggle room. And you would add in your days of exam review. And fill them up. And you should come out with your 90 days once you add in your assessments, your wiggle room, and your exam review. And that's how I make a simple pacing guide, in my opinion. I did want to share, like, you could be even more detailed with it and give yourself every single day of your semester broken down if you wanted to. But, make the simple version of a pacing guide, this really straightforward one. See how you like it, and then you will know what you need to change and keep from then on. Hope that was helpful.